another guy who was at a playoff game as well, that being Kyle Owens. You were at, tell me where you were and what you saw.
Well, we were at the game of the week with the Center Rough Riders and the Gilmer Buckeyes, a rematch of last year's bi-district round matchup.
The offensive game last year.
Yeah, not near as many points as last season. It was 20-7 at halftime, and it was probably that score with about 3 minutes left in the first quarter last year. So it was a completely different game. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at it and see what it looked like out there at Eagle Stadium in Tatum this evening. A great throw right here by the center quarterback. Great catch by Timothy Johnson for the Rough Riders. Really got Center's offense kind of going there early on in the game. And then TJ Bellin going to find the end zone here for Center, get the Rough Riders on the board first. They led 7-0 early on in this one. Gilmer, though, did answer back. Running back for Gilmer, the Buckeyes find the end zone there to answer back, make it 7-7, and then back up the middle for the Buckeyes. Running like people are chasing him. He makes a little move there. Going to get taken down just inside the red zone for the Buckeyes. Then looked like a little trick play. Tried to go for it and get the first down. No good there. Then Brady McCowan, pump fake, throws a deep ball. Brandon Webb, you talked to him this week, Coleman.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Yeah, well, he mossed a man right there.
Yeah, he's a bad boy.
He mossed a man and put Gilmer up 20-7. And that was the score at halftime. And then coming out of halftime, Center got the ball first to begin things. And it was a lot of back and forth with 3-and-outs, punts. Not a lot of turnovers, no turnovers up to this point. Just back and forth with punts, forcing punts. Then Timothy Johnson got a pop pass from the quarterback, TJ Bellin, ran it in from 9 yards out with 1:01 left in the third quarter to make it 20-14. Gilmer kept giving the ball back to Center, kept giving Center opportunity after opportunity. But you know that Gilmer Black Flag defense, they came ready to play tonight. And here's how the game ended for Center, and Center's going to be kicking themselves. Center forced another punt late in that ball game, got the ball back with 4:39 left to go in the game, down by 6. They get the ball, and they're at the Gilmer 49-yard line, so they're in Gilmer territory. False start on the first play. Wow. So already backed up, back to their own 46. First and 15, they throw an incomplete pass. Okay, no harm, no foul. Let's line up. 2nd and 15. There's some confusion going on. Everybody's looking over to the sideline, including the quarterback and running back. Ball is snapped. Hits off the quarterback's leg. Gilmer recovers the fumble. 4:28 to go in the game. Gilmer runs out the clock. Remainder of the game. Center season over, and Gilmer advances on to the area round.
See, and this is a case, I think, of with Gilmer being poised, having been there before, and Rough Riders. I mean, they're a good team. They had a great, take nothing away from their season,
right?
But the little bitty things.
The little details.
Yeah,
the little details.
You can outrun, you can out-hustle.
Those are championship teams.
That's it.
Championship quality, and that's what Gilmer is. And, you know, Center played a heck of a game. We talked about it this week leading up to it, how much Center's defense has improved. They gave up 69 last year to this Gilmer team. Shut them out in the second half tonight. Didn't allow Gilmer to score a touchdown. It was 20-7 at halftime, and Center's touchdown in the second half was the only scoring. So, I mean, Center's defense did everything they could, but they got outplayed by Gilmer's defense tonight. It was a defensive battle this year. Last year was a shootout, an offensive shootout. This year, a defensive battle, and Gilmer won it again. And look, this Gilmer team, they're calloused. They're hardened. They've been tested.
Well, you know, in the post game with JD with Coach Alan Metzel, he commented on, yeah, we play a team that doesn't play like the seed they are.
Right, exactly.
And he told me earlier this week that was his concern. It's like, you know, this is where they're seated, but you know, that's not who they are.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure he emphasized that to his guys.
Yeah.
You know, but on the other hand, for Gilmer, and I asked Braden Pate earlier this week, does it seem like when you go into the postseason, it's just an extension of your regular season?
Yeah.
He says, yeah, because we're used to this. This is what we do. And so kudos to Coach Metzel and his guys for pulling it out.
And Center had opportunities, Coleman, and they're going to be kicking themselves. The quarterback had open receivers. He just overthrew his receivers a lot of the times. The receivers would get past the defender, get past the corner and be open, and he'd air it out and just throw it just a little too far where it's just off the fingertips. Or just so that's how close Center was tonight, and it's tough. But, yeah, hats off to the Gilmer Buckeyes and Coach Alan Metzel. They're moving on.
And the thing is, there's such a thing as trying to beat somebody so badly, you're beating yourself.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like tonight.
Yeah, it was a tough game, man. It was a good one, though.
Let's go on to our